Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben, and man, what a day I have had. I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet, but if you guys saw on Twitter the picture that I posted, I was interviewed today by none other than Donald Trump Jr. It's going to go out on his Rumble channel. It's going to go out Monday night. Now, I just want to talk about this experience a little bit. Obviously, I don't want to give away too much stuff that happened in the interview itself. But at the end of the day, it was a very fascinating, day for me, because it wasn't just getting to meet the son of the former president, who knows, maybe he might be president one day, or maybe his dad might be president again one day. But it was really amazing. He was very mild-mannered, very humble, and you just wouldn't know when you were with this guy that this guy's Donald Trump's side. Like, you just wouldn't know it. And obviously, like, here's the thing. A lot of people don't get the situations that I get sometimes. And one of the cool things about my job and about my belief in crypto is that, man, sometimes, like, the opportunities I get are just so big. Like, guys, I literally had an opportunity to be able to give some of the reasons why Donald Trump should go pro-Bitcoin to Donald Trump Jr.'s son. And I think that when we've got a lot in common, because you got a lot of people suing him too all the time, a lot of social media hate all the time, but I really feel like he's trying to do good stuff. And this was really awesome to get to talk about why I believe that Bitcoin is actually the key to the next election. And the reason for it is simple. When you look at the cross-section of people in crypto, now, I don't mean people who are, they just come by a couple $100 and leave. I mean, people that are in crypto. They're forward-thinking, they're open-minded, they're libertarian-leaning, but you have to pick Republican or Democrat, obviously, until maybe we get a candidate that can actually make some waves in the Libertarian Party. And they're all, for the most part, independent voters. They would go either way, and that's what I've been talking about so much on the channel is I'm now a one-issue voter. If you are pro-crypto, then I am for you. If you are anti-crypto, then I'm against you. Joe Biden is anti-crypto, period, point blank, period. There's no in the middle on this. And so for me, if it is Trump versus Biden, it's a very easy choice of who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Trump. Like, there's no doubt about it. If Joe Biden wins, I'm leaving the country, guys. And I'm not saying this in a tongue-in-cheek way. Now, look, if Gary Gensler gets fired, and all of a sudden, the feeling in America is pro-crypto from a regulatory standpoint, from both sides of the aisle, then even if he won, I probably wouldn't leave the country. However, if things keep going the way they are right now, I'm out, guys. And temporarily, until things get fixed, and I would certainly want to come back. Or I would come back, because I love America, right? But sometimes the best thing you can do is fight from a distance to preserve the longevity of the fight. And so it's very obvious to me, and if you look at the polls, I don't want to make this too political, but if you look at the polls, it's hard not to make this political. I mean, right now, Trump is crushing DeSantis. It doesn't really seem like anybody's going to have a prayer to knock off Trump. And so being able to make this connection and being able to, potentially, who knows, play a role in a bigger role in politics in the future, as you guys know I probably want to do. And why? Do I want to be a politician? Because, well, I'll never be a politician, even if I am president. But, think about this. It's not because I want power, I care about being a politician. Absolutely, I don't give a rip about that stuff, right? I just chill, I do what I want to do. My life is great. But, I want to fight for crypto. Like, if I move on and do other things in my career after, the channel, which BitBoy Crypto will still be around as a channel. Don't worry about that. But if I were to move into politics in the future, and I would have to obviously step back from doing the live stream because there's a lot of, points of conflict potentially. Like, if I said anything that could be misconstrued as having secret information from, like a hearing or a briefing or whatever, then I could get, like, crucified for that. I don't know, maybe literally, who knows? But the thing is that if I were going to do something after crypto, it's going to still be crypto. It's going to be an extension of what I do now. It would be only to be able to change the way that our financial system works, and it changed the way that the country works. And look, you can love him or hate him. Obviously, there's a lot of divisive things. That I think a lot of stuff is misconstrued. But at the end of the day, if we don't get a pro-crypto president, we're sunk. If you are in crypto, you're going to have to worry about leaving the country like I am. Now, if you've got a voice in crypto, or you're a recognizable person, you better bet your bottom dollar you're going to have to go. They're going to come for all of us, guys. It doesn't matter if you did anything or not. That doesn't matter. We've got to change this, and we've got to change the way that our government interacts with crypto. We've got some favorable stuff. And I said for years, like, don't let them turn politics into a left versus right issue. It's here, they did it. Congratulations, Democrats. You effed up again. Like, it's amazing. And I can tell you, I've been talking to a lot of people, and 6 months ago, I would have told you that Donald Trump did not have a chance to win re-election. Not a chance. I was like, oh, DeSantis, if we're going to get, somebody that's pro-crypto, it's going to be DeSantis. And, the polls have came out and he's just crushing him, which I like Ron DeSantis too. I'm not against him. But, this is shaping up to be the perfect storm for Donald Trump to reemerge. And when you look at the fact it's become a left versus right issue, when you look at the fact that our dollar is possibly getting taken away as the world reserve currency, you've got BRICS nation rising up doing a dual economy. You have all kinds of tension with Russia. You have the inflation going absolutely insane. We've got this country ripping at the fabric of its very existence. The guy in office now could not have done a worse job. It's literally impossible for our country to be in any worse shape in 2.5 years than it's in. And so I would tell you today, I'd like to present the fact I think he can win again. Not only do I think he can win, but I think he probably will. And, I like to stick with winners. So we'll see what happens. And speaking of winners, guys, don't forget to check out our partner, Stake. I did get a sponsor by Stake mention in on the interview. A little tongue-in-cheek, obviously, but, very proud to do that. If you guys want to go check out Stake, we've got a link down below in the description. And I think it's the kind of thing where, if you stick with winners, it's always a gamble because you never know who's going to win for sure. But if you stick with winners, then you're going to end up in a good spot. Surround yourself with winners, and then you may too become a winner. So what does that mean? That means maybe you want me in your circle. Okay, just kidding. I do like to win, though. It's like one of my favorite things. But today was just like kind of a one of these moments where I can't believe where my life has come. I can't believe, when I started this channel in a green box, a green screen box that I painted and built with OSB, which, why did I use OSB board instead of plywood? Because I was poor. I couldn't even really afford the plywood. It was like $120 a sheet at the time or something like that. And so to think about where I started this channel and to think where I'm at now and to think of the influence and the power and and I don't mean power and like, I'm very powerful. I just mean like the responsibility that comes with that power, but being able to literally talk to the sons of former presidents. And we'll see. I think, I'm going to just tell you right now, I think there's a good chance that I'm going to get to speak directly with Donald Trump at some point in the near future. And I think it's something that, like I said, I just can't believe where my life is going. And, I just want to implore you guys, if you're fed up with your life, if you're sick of the direction where things are going for you, change it. That's what I did. I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't start this channel to be able to potentially play a role in politics or potentially talk Donald Trump into going pro-Bitcoin, which is my biggest thing. You can be pro-American and you can be pro-Bitcoin. I think that's the important thing. I didn't start the channel out for any of these reasons. I started the channel out because I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And as I've been blessed, from the Lord above, in this business, it's turned into something much more powerful and compounding than I ever dreamed that it could. And crypto offers you a way out of the current system. It does, and it changed your life financially, but if you can't take those blessings and you can't turn them into something that benefits everybody, I think you'll get those taken away. And that's why, people that talk trash about me on the internet, please talk more about me. I love it. They don't understand the bigger picture of what we're doing. This is not about me. This is not about making money. This is about not changing the country. It's about changing the world through this technology and stopping things like a great reset from happening. And I think together we can achieve this. So it was a big day today. Super excited. Don was awesome. You guys are going to love this interview. It's going to come out Monday night on his Rumble channel. And I want to know what you guys think about it. So I know this was out of left field. None of you guys thought that's who it was. I know you guys probably all thought it was Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman or who knows who you thought it was. But this was absolutely amazing. And, stay tuned. Watch for more. I think you're going to like what you're going to see. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.